Welcome to Face University, DPS resource and learning hub for families and the Denver Public Schools community. We have a presentation on school choice. This is from the Multilingual Education Department. So you will get some extra details on what multilingual education programs look like, but overall information on what school choice round 1 looks like, how to navigate the process as it begins on February 15th, and some more details on round 2 and just in general what the process is. We are happy to answer questions, so feel free to reach out. There will be contact information at the end for multilingual Face University and family empowerment programs from family and community engagement, as well as how to contact school choice around that process as well. So remember, Face University, we lean into discomfort, practice compassion for yourself and others. We respect lived experiences and withhold personally identifiable information as we go into questions at the end of the presentation today. So, school choice, we know this process can be really confusing for some families. So we want to support with how do you choose and how does the process work? So school choice considerations. On this screen, you'll see some common programming and things you want to take into account when you're trying to choose the right school for your child. DPS does have a very large portfolio of schools with different programs, and this can make things difficult to decide what's right for yourself and for your family and for your scholar. Things you might want to take into account, performing arts programs, sports programs, curriculum, and maybe transportation in particular, as well as multilingual, or if your child is in middle school or high school, some of those programs that allow them to get that accelerated college access and college credits, or go into a pathway where they can get some form of associate's or technical degree as well. So a lot of options. We're going to give you the basics on figuring out what's right for you. So when you're choosing a school, first, school choice advises to take a look at your neighborhood school. You'll be able to find your neighborhood school by looking at your address on schoolfinder.dpsk12.org. Your neighborhood school is where your child is guaranteed a spot. You can determine it using the website. And then second, if you're interested in attending a school other than that neighborhood school that you're the school you're currently attending, there's a lot of ways you can research your options. So we'll start with enrollment guides. These enrollment guides are going to highlight schools, and they'll be sorted by your region within our district. These schools are also going to share details on what programs they offer, any additional considerations like start times, end times, uniforms even. So make sure that you look at those. They come in multiple languages, all of our consent decree languages. They can be accessed virtually on that School Finder website. You can also search schools by address, programs, or just get an alphabetical list on the School Finder website. The last recommendation, if you're interested in attending another school, is to talk to the schools that you are interested in directly. There's no substitute really for being able to connect with school leaders about their programming and their culture. So contact those schools' front office to see what you can find out in addition to what's already included on the website and that's enrollment guide. So once you've explored schools and started to identify them, that ones that you are interested in, you are going to sort them by priority. We'll get into that a little bit more as the slides go on. We'll pause for some multilingual education programming information. Then I'll let you know the start dates. You're ready to start the school process, what that process looks like, and what's coming up on FaceU. So first, who is this for? So who should participate in round 1? This is primarily for those transitional students. So if you're incoming ECE3, ECE4, which is early childhood education, when your child's 3 or 4 and you want to explore how we have that free half-day preschool programming, you will want to start the school choice process. That's one aspect of it. And then also the universal preschool application. and as well as kindergarten. So if you didn't do the preschool option, or if you did and you still are looking for that kindergarten transition, that puts you in the transition period where they're transitioning into what is grade level school. There's a couple other transition periods. So if your child's transitioning from elementary to middle school or middle school to high school, that typically happens 5th grade going to 6th grade, or 8th graders going to 9th grade. That is a good time to school choice and see what your options are to make sure you're picking the best school to provide programs that your child is interested in, and any other considerations you might have, like that we discussed earlier, like transportation or pathways. Current students that want to attend a different school are also welcome to join in on the round 1 application. New students to Denver that needs to be included in DPS should be part of that school choice process. And of course, high priority are students whose schools have been designated for closure or restructuring for the 2025-2026 school year. You don't have to participate in this process if your student is staying at the same school next year. This is really only for people who are looking for a change, given those transitioning suggestions we gave. So the online school choice application allows for up to 12 choices. Now, you are not required to have 12 choices. You just want to make sure you sort them by priority. Round 1 is not first come, first serve either. So you can use the entire round 1 window, which begins January 15th, but it doesn't end until February, to research your school options. So your neighborhood school is going to be what you want to take into account for transportation. That neighborhood, or it might be called boundary school on the school choice website, provides free transportation to families that live less than 1 mile from the school, 2.5 miles from middle school and high school. There's some accessibility differences if your child is enrolled in these programs: special education, multilingual education, or gifted and talented. If your child is in those programs, they may have additional transportation considerations. So what you'll want to do if you think your child might qualify for those, you might be able to choose a school that has that programming in the event that your neighborhood school does not. So make sure you reach out to these contacts to make sure, if you're unsure, that those options are available at your current school, and if not, what other schools you need to consider to be able to get them the best supports that they have been identified as needing. So we're going to explain some multilingual programming that's happening throughout DPS. Before we talk about the differences, we're going to highlight a couple things that all of these programs have in common. So first, all programs teach students English. A portion of the school day is dedicated to English language development, and all of the programs strategically help students reach grade level standards. The curriculum in all of the programs is rigorous and helps students to learn content using specialized strategies that support content and language development combined. Across the district, we have specialized newcomer centers. They're designed for students who are new to the United States and are learning English. The reason our newcomer students might or may not have had access to education in their home countries, or their education was disrupted, right? So the newcomer students receive English instruction that focuses on accelerating English and content proficiency in a setting that has lower student to adult ratios. So the newcomer centers prepare students to participate in all the other district multilingual education programs that are available. We're going to look at English as a second language. So we also call these ELAE programs, and they help students to learn what there is in English. Teachers in this program have been specially trained to help students learn English while they learn other subjects like reading, science, and math. In addition, your student will receive a daily class period that's dedicated to building a strong foundation to learn how to listen, read, speak, and write in English. It is called the this ELA program. So K through 12 bilingual programs exist for our multilingual students. So we want to make sure that our students are proud to be multilingual and they're supported in the process of learning English and prioritizing keeping their other language as well. Because at the end of the day, there is a seal of biliteracy that students can earn, and that's going to help them progress throughout school and whatever pathway they choose after that, be it technical, college proficiency, into their own careers, where being multilingual really is of value and should be considered such. If you want more information on the variety of multilingual education programs like ELD and others, you can go to the website mle.dpsk12.org. So we are going to move back into letting you know some information about school choice. So school choice, the round 1 information and application begins January 15th and it runs until February 18th. So you are able to go online and begin that process starting on January 15th, and it is not first come, first serve. We want to give you time to explore those options before you list the schools you're interested in by priority. When you get there onto the school choice website to make your choices, first make sure you rank your schools in order of preferences. From there, assignments are made. Announcements will come out in late March of 2025, letting you know your status. The status is ever changing. So let's say that you're placed 6th in line for a school. You could shift to 7th based on priority. Some of the priorities you'll see are because of our lottery system. So the lottery system keeps things fair and keeps students equitably accessible to their schools, but there are priorities placed. Like we said, if your school is closing, that's the first priority. Another priority is students who have siblings. So there's other factors that are taken into account. More information on that on the school choice website. If you notice you're placed on a wait list and you want to know more about that, you can navigate to the wait list tab on the school choice website to learn more. The second window, which is our round 2 window, will begin April 10th and it will go until the school year starts. This is a first come, first serve window. So this is designed for students who are looking to transition. It is not really for anybody to access openly. It's if you're looking for a change or if you're enrolling later or there's one of those circumstances that you're unaware of. School choice round 1 is where you can list schools by priority and have that time. This is going to be first come, first serve. Decisions will be made much more rapidly. So just be aware of when that window opens, and we'll provide more information when we get there. If you need more information, if you want to access those enrollment guides to learn more about programming, please navigate to schoolchoice.dpsk12.org. Another great resource is the School Choice Hotline. They're open Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 4 p.m. You can also email them at schoolchoice@dpsk12.org. For any questions that you have about this process and how best to navigate it for your family and your needs of your student. Before we close out, I want to let you know what's upcoming on Face University. So we do have another session coming up early February 3rd, on attendance matters. We had a part 1 that's on our YouTube page that shares why attendance matters. Now we're going to be sharing some healthy habits you can practice at home to increase your attendance, to make that process of building healthy routine easier for yourself and your scholar. You can watch on our Facebook Live, our YouTube Live, or we'll share out the recording in our newsletter. And we also have our Common Kind Family Program beginning on that day as well. We have 2 times that you can join us, a morning session and an evening session. It's going to equip you with mental health, self-regulation, and managing emotions tools. For yourself, to take care of yourself as a parent and for your student as they learn to navigate being in school, building healthy routines, and taking care of themselves socially and emotionally. It's in English and Spanish. If you want to register, I'll give you the information on how to do so in a moment, but there's one more tool that we launched in December. I hope you're aware of it. It is our Homework Help for Parents Learning course that's available in English and Spanish. You sign up on Articulate, and you can access it at any time. It's going to give you tips on what the curriculum looks like at each grade level, study tips at home, and how to connect and communicate with your school to make sure that you are able to have the information you need to help your students succeed. Again, if you want more information, you want to register for these, there's a variety of ways to do that. We have a website on the dpsk12.org page called Base University. That page is going to give you access to slideshows like these from the past if you want to click on any links. It's also going to have our updated calendar and programming information. If you want to watch past recordings, our YouTube channel is a great place to do that. That's where we post all of our content, post sessions. Facebook, you'll get live updates to be able to register to attend these sessions with us live. There's perks to that too, to be able to connect with other families, get your personal questions answered. And we do a lot of giveaways from community donations, such as tickets to Museum of Nature and Science and more. And if you have any questions about how you can get access to sessions like this or family empowerment, just reach out to Jasmine Rigby. That's me, our lead family empowerment and Title I specialist. I have my email and my phone number. You are welcome to comment on any videos that you're seeing too and let me know to reach out to you directly. Thank you so much for participating. Good luck with the school choice window. I'm happy to navigate you to the right school choice partners or answer any questions you have on programming. Don't hesitate to reach out. Thanks, everybody.